You know, whenever you think back to some of your all-time best memories, chances are they involve food. I mean, we all know it has a very unique way of bringing people together.
And that's really the goal for a chef who just opened up his new spot in Old Town Albuquerque. Cassie Foote introduces us to him, the mind behind it all, Cassie, and he's really trying to kind of bridge a gap here.
He is. Weeks ago, Chef Rainbird Taylor opened an indigenous soul food restaurant in the kitchen attached to Tiny Grocer in Old Town. He's from the pueblo of Okewinge, and he wants his food to connect people living on the reservation and in the city, cooking modern versions of his traditional family recipes. At Yeah Pop-Up in Old Town, the menu tells the story of Chef Rainbird Taylor's childhood. Growing up, he split time between the pueblo of Okewinge and Santa Fe.
I got to see what life was like outside of it and inside of it, so I had a really interesting point of view.
With his family on the reservation, food was everything.
That's where my love for cooking started. We have feast days, dances, so my family feeds throughout those holidays and those periods, so I think that you know, watching my family kind of operate like a mini restaurant was really kind of like the catalyst for me.
One person inspired him the most.
My saya, her name is Margaret. She's pretty famous throughout the pueblo. She makes an amazing red chili stew.
And you'll find Saya's stew at his new restaurant attached to Tiny Grocer on Old Town Road. But he's updated the family recipe.
For example, we take the Saya's red chili stew, we use Oaxaca cheese, and then we make a pueblo quesadilla with it. We use the broth as a consomme, just like they do with the regular quesadilla.
And he's hoping the traditional dishes with modern twists will appeal to indigenous people and those who have never stepped foot on a reservation. As a kid, he often wished he could bridge that gap in his own life.
I felt like I was, too urban for the res and then too res, for the urban part of the world, but it's kind of, coming together right now through food.
His menu also includes duck fat wings and street tacos, which highlight the three main crops of indigenous people.
A lot of people know the Three Sisters as corns, bean, and squash. We call ours the Three Aunties taco. We call it the Three Aunties taco because the corn has been roasted, the squash has miso added to it, and then we don't need to add any other beans because the miso is representing the beans. And so we feel like the sisters have aged a little bit, and they're aunties now.
Taylor owns the restaurant with his partner Nessa Boleyn. She's from Tesuque Pueblo. Together, they want to make their families and their pueblos proud.
Basically, every single pueblo and all the indigenous community is on our back right now to try to pull through and show something different.
Standing out as leaders and teaching others about their culture through food. Now, if you're thinking, indigenous soul food sounds familiar, they used to serve up their dishes at Chomp Food Hall in Santa Fe. And Taylor says he could not have done it without other indigenous chefs showing him the way.
Good for both of them. That's awesome. Cassie, thanks so much.